Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the next episode of the Idle Musings of the Nerd Mind podcast, streaming to you live from wherever you're sitting, on a phone, on a computer, on a train, in the middle of a field, wherever that might be. So, I looked behind me like they were sitting behind me. So for everybody, I got paranoid.
Was there a cow?
A cow. Yeah, there was a cow. No, I made myself a little bit paranoid, I guess, with it. So thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you. If you're joining us over at Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, please join us. If you haven't joined us over on any of the other social media, join the discussion over there. Richard does a fantastic job keeping us up in the loop over on the social media and whatnot, making sure we get all the brand new news, the musings of the musings over on the I hurt myself, guys, by stretching that far. You're welcome. So thank you for tuning in. If you're watching the video version, if you're listening to the audio version, thank you for listening over at Spotify or wherever else you inject that audio into your ears. You can certainly go join us on the video if you want to get us live every Tuesday night. I know the podcast goes up every Friday morning, so definitely check us out there. My name is Matt Reifschneider, and I am one of your three lovely co-hosts tonight. And of course, joining me, I have over here the lovely
Stephanie.
Richard, I saw you put your hands up underneath me when Stephanie.
I had to. Yeah, I did it.
You did. You were close. Yeah, you were close. You were like, I got this. I'm juggling people above me. And of course, as I just said his name, below me, I have the wonderful
Richard Williams. Hello. How are you?
Oh, there comes the air horn from Stephanie once again. It took 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the recording. That's a new record.
Woo!
That's where we're at with that. So thank both of you for joining us, and thank you all for the listeners and watchers out there. I apologize for our last episode where I was definitely doing a kung fu impersonation where my mouth and actions were like 2 seconds behind my audio for whatever reason for the full 45 minutes. So I like to say that was on purpose. I'm just a huge kung fu fanatic, and that was just incredible ventriloquism on my part to be through that, and not some kind of weird computer tech issue over there. The audio people are like, "Oh, his mouth was different." I didn't notice. But nonetheless, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We have been off for the last 3 weeks. Thank you for tuning in again with us now. And so there's a lot that's happened in the last 3 weeks. So we have a lot of stuff to cover tonight to just even get caught up at this point. So why don't we just dig right in? And we're going to start with Richard tonight with what you've been doing for the last 3 weeks or so.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, get back in your time machine. What haven't I been
doing? Right. Yeah. Let me take you back to the beginning. Just kind of enjoying the weather here, going out and about, excited about the new Doctor Who. The new Doctor
Who?
He's from what? Sex Education on Netflix. the new Doctor Who.
Oh, the
Who?
new. The,
Oh Lord, didn't catch it. Ah,
who? And Richard just keeps explaining it again and again. You know, from that show.
the show. Oh my God. Um, that excited about Star Wars Celebration. Excited to talk about. Well, I don't know if I'm excited to talk about it, but talking about shenanigans in the Star Wars fandom, which they should know better, But
Yeah,
that's just
we'll
me.
drop that down. Let's chat about that in a little
Yeah,
bit.
we'll
Drop
do that
down.
later.
We'll catch up on that because I feel like that's a topic we've got some thoughts on. So we'll drop that one down.
Oh,
So,
hmm
but Star Wars Celebration overall was pretty good. I know they had a ton of announcements.
I'm excited to see, the trailer for what Endor. There's a new Jedi Fallen Order game. It's part 2. I've been loving Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's been amazing and so much fun. It's great to see people being proved wrong because there's a lot of people who are just like, oh, it's not going to be great because they saw the first 2 episodes and there's what 6. I'm like, y'all, the third one, it's going to have to do it. And they did. They brought it. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I don't know. Is that a good ratio though? To be like, we're gonna waste half our time pissing people off before we actually get going.
Hey, they did.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. They did do it. So
right. I'm like, the third one made up for it, tied it all together. They just need to come out with 3, and then in a week the other 3, and we done. So I'm just saying.
oh, we're not getting into that discussion again. We have had that discussion so much.
Yeah.
So much. We will post that one next year. We will revisit that topic. We will revisit that topic. Especially, we'll revisit that once everything changes again with the new streaming stuff that's going on. So good stuff. All right. Anything else, Richard? Anything else that you want to bring up?
No, I'm loving Star Trek. That's it.
Love and say. In general, I just love Star Trek. Tribbles all the way. Hashtag Tribbles. Hashtag Tribbles are my friend.
Right. Oh no, they're too furry. We'll leave that alone. We'll just go into.
We'll leave that.
How about you, Steph? What's up?
We'll leave that alone. You're welcome.
So, it may or may not have been my birthday.
Yay!
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you guys. Went to South Dakota for the first time. That was interesting.
Wow.
It was fun.
Okay.
They're really nice up there. Hey guys, if you're listening. What did I see? I saw Top Gun. Top Gun was great. Used to go see Top Gun, even if you didn't like the first one. Richard. Yeah, I called you out, Richard. And Matt, for that matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're gonna leave me out of this because I'm gonna be pissed if you leave me out of this. I have spent most of my life talking trash about Top Gun, and
oh my God.
And can you talk trash about this one?
Uh-oh.
Exactly.
I cannot.
Say crap.
Oh, okay. All
it was
right.
so good. It was so good. I want to talk about how they canceled Raised by Wolves. They made me invest, okay, for 2 seasons, okay? Mm-hmm. My life invested in a show that had no fucking answers on anything. Had an eel dragon pop out of a robot, okay? Have people turn into trees. Have sea monster, human baby, open chest things, like, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't get an ending? Dude, so upset. So upset.
I was getting into it, actually. I was starting to watch it, and then I think you posted, and I saw that, and I was just like, what's the point now?
The second season was really interesting, and I really wanted to see where it was going, and now I never will. That makes me so upset.
There's a part of me that wonders, because every time I would see you watching it, Steph, I'd like wander into the room, as I do, just I kind of meander around, and I'd like wander in, and there would just be the most ridiculous shit happening on screen, and I'd be like, how did we get here at this point? And you'd be like, I don't know, but we're here and it's awesome. And it was like, and it makes you wonder if they had to like cancel it because they were like, we don't know where it's going. We've asked a lot of questions that we do not have answers for.
I would actually believe that. That's like I believe it totally, because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And for those of you not watching the video version, I just put up a new banner on below us that says #bring back Raised by Wolves, you cowards. And that is now on the screen right now. So you guys are welcome.
You're welcome.
It's right below Richard. Richard, when you did that, it was like perfect. You were just like, look at this. It's right below me. So for those of you who did, I just put that on the screen. For those of you who are watching it, it's been up for like the last minute and a half. So you're welcome. Let's get this trending. Bring back Raised by Wolves, you cowards.
We also saw the Cronenberg movie.
We did. Crimes of the Future.
Crimes in the Future. I'm excited. My personal opinion, I thought it was a really interesting concept.
Okay.
Not sure about the execution. It was kind of slow. It was very slow. Okay. And I kind of wanted more body horror. Wanted a little more Cronenberg. Yeah, like on a scale of 1 to Cronenberg,
it was just a berg.
Cronenberg.
Yeah. It was just the tip of the berg, really. It was. That's what it was.
Pretty much. Yeah,
it kind of was. It's weird that, because you're not wrong. Like, as a huge David Cronenberg, he's top 5 directors of all time for me. But as a huge David Cronenberg fan, I definitely felt like this movie was weirdly less like Videodrome and Existence and more like Scanners. And I really am speaking Cronenbergian right now, so like most of our listeners may not get it. They'll be like, "What?" But I apologize to all of our listeners. You do not sound like that. But I was just it's interesting that the tonality is a lot more like Scanners than it is, say, like Videodrome, which makes for an interesting kind of watch in those regards. But yeah, I kind of agree with Steph on that. It's a little slow to get going. A lot of people just talking like one-on-one kind of things. It does pick up right at the very end, but getting there can be a little bit of a chore. I am fascinated for a rewatch because the concept is really, really good. So
okay, all right.
Sorry, I just stole your thunder, Steph. I just stole your.
No, you added to it.
Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. You're the rain, I'm the thunder.
Boom.
Boom. Boom.
What have you been up to, Matt?
Crap.
Yeah.
All right. I've watched so much, guys. You have no idea. Where do I even start? First of all, Steph and I finished watching Basilisk. So we did finish it since the last time that we recorded. So very interesting show. I did thoroughly enjoy it, though. So it ended in some wild ways. It ended kind of in the perfect way possible. So I know that's kind of an old school show. So I'm sure a lot of our fans are like, yeah, why haven't you watched this, Matt? Yeah, right. I want to throw out there, I've seen so much, so I'm going to just try to rapid fire this. We watched essentially 2 family-friendly movies back to back, and that was Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers.
Oh my God, that was so good.
Stupidly good. I actually thought it was way better than I ever thought it was going to be. And then
for real.
It really was super funny.
I loved it.
Yeah, so good.
It's a little bit like Roger Rabbit light, and that's what everybody's making the comparison of. I think that's a very strong comparison, that it's a lighter version of it. And that's not wrong. And I just think it was great. We followed that up really quickly with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So got to see that. And absolutely, Knuckles was my favorite character before. He is now my favorite character of all time. I would love to see him in every movie franchise. And in fact, I am going to petition to have Knuckles added to the Fast and Furious family. So that is where I'm sitting on that. Because he is 1,000,000%.
That's like
muscle.
a total possibility. You know, anybody can get into that family.
Exactly.
He's family, so we
Absolutely.
have to put him in. So there is that. Of course, got to watch the new anime movie for Netflix called Bubble. That was kind of a blast. Really interesting take on the Little Mermaid. It was actually it was literally a parkour, semi-futuristic
Battlecore, exactly.
Okay, it was called Battlecore instead of parkour.
Oh my God.
In a Tokyo that has been devastated by gravity bubbles. So it's a wild concept, and then to be like, oh, by the way, it's the story of the Little Mermaid, is even wilder. So I wouldn't say it's great. It's a great partner to put with the anime movie Belle, which was actually a modern anime version of the Beauty and the Beast story.
Belle was so much better, though.
Yes, Belle was so much better than Bubble, but it is interesting to put them side by side just to kind of see the difference in how they took it, even though visually and thematically there's a lot of similarities with how music works and the visuals and this idea of like a fantasy scape within reality. Interesting themes and parallels that are going on there. So there was that. And then
I don't know about the translations though for Bubbles, because they're pretty terrible.
Yeah, Netflix, get on your. You need a real translator. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure the translators that worked on that movie worked very hard, but yeah, it was a little rough. It was a little rough on the translations for the subtitles. And then last but not least, I want to throw a big shout out to the new horror film that came out last week. Dash Cam came out last Thursday. The new film by Rob Savage, who gave us the wonderful Host over on Shudder and released on RLJE Films on Blu-ray. Dashcam is through Blumhouse. It is a horror movie told through the first-person perspective of a very questionable woman who essentially steals her friend's car in London and then decides to run his like Uber Eats program and just randomly picks up this little frail old lady and is like, yeah, I'll transport her across the city for, 100 pounds or whatever it is. And it's about all the horror that ensues afterwards. It's
horrific.
The last 30 minutes is insane. And does a lot of it make sense? Probably not, but I'm going to say the ride was wild.
Yeah.
And the technical prowess to make that film. Let's just say at one point while this lady's in the car with her camera, because she live streams everything, with her car in the camera, the car gets picked off the ground like 100 yards and dropped into a lake. And it's like, doesn't look like there's any edits in it or anything. It's incredible kind of filmmaking stuff. There's a really cool technical side to that movie. So I highly suggest that one. That one's only available for rent on VOD currently through Blumhouse. You can get it through Amazon Prime, iTunes Music. Totally worth it. Definitely rent it. Cool. It's a fantastic watch. All right, I think that recaps my 3 weeks. A lot of stuff watched, a lot of stuff done in, and I think that we should be good. And that actually already puts us at 18 minutes into this podcast. And we had promised last time we were on here that we were going to talk about trailers. So we are definitely going to do another episode of our trailer park here because we have had a ton of trailers come out in the last 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks, as we're getting ready for the summer blockbuster season and all these new series coming out. And so I'm just going to throw some trailers out there, some titles, some big ones that have dropped, and get some reactions from you guys. And of course, everybody who's listening or watching, feel free to chime in and let us know what you guys think of these trailers. And in fact, I'm going to throw this up on the screen real quick. Right there. What trailers are your favorites? Post them on Facebook and Twitter with the hashtag Trailer Park Favorites, and then use the hashtag IMNM_nerds, guys. Let's use that.
Thank you.
Get it on there. Let's get it trending and everything. So I put that on the bottom of the screen there. Let's talk about our first trailer, guys, and that is one that came out a while ago. We already talked about the movie it was attached to, but that is Avatar: The Way of Water. Initial reactions, people. What are you thinking?
Ava-who? Who are these blue people? Like, dude, this came out 20 years ago. Am I expected to remember what happened? You know, this is a little too late. 20 years too late.
Hey, Steph, quite frankly, you should absolutely remember what happens. You have watched Ferngully at least 1,000 times.
Listen, the only blue people I care about are the Smurfs. Other than that, I'm good.
I ain't no Gargamel over here. That's
oh my god.
The only blue people I care about are the Smurfs. That's brutal. That's a brutal statement.
Oh my god.
That's harsh.
That's a new one. I'm taking that one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go borrow it.
Yeah.
Just for a little bit.
If I had another thing that I could put on the banner below, I'd put hashtag go smurf yourself, Avatar.
Smurf yourself. I love that.
So Richard, what do you think? Avatar, were you a fan of the original? Interested in the sequel? No?
That was okay. A big shrug. It was okay. You know, like everyone at the time, we were just like, ooh, let's go see it. But no. I'm really not super interested in seeing it. I'm sure I'm going to get some hate from certain people, but yeah, I'm not
no hate here.
I was going to say that's really interesting because that makes us 0 for 3 in people who like Avatar on this podcast. That's fascinating. That's a fascinating statistic. It's very interesting because Avatar still remains one of the highest grossing films of all time, and it's getting another theatrical re-release in prep for this new one, so it's going to end up probably taking #1 at the box office again, you know. So like it's just going to keep, and Marvel's, and what's best is now that Disney owns Avatar, they're only competing with themselves. So they're like, yeah, we're going to put it at #1, and they're going to re-release Avengers Endgame and be like, oh no, we're going to be #1, and it's just like watching somebody punch themselves in the face. Kind of wild. I don't know.
Did somebody snap, please? No.
I tried. You tried. I'm so sad. The new trailer left me cold. And maybe it's because I don't have feelings for the original Avatar. It's pretty. I don't have a lot of feelings for it. James Cameron's kind of an asshole now. But he probably always has been, but I hope he's not listening. So, but
fuck him.
Of the 12 people that listen to it, James Cameron's one of them. But
I don't know. As somebody that grew up on anime, like this was nothing special. You know, I already know that anime has like adult themes and could be for adults. You know, it's whatever. I feel like this was like a soft introduction for people that don't know about animation. I don't know.
I was gonna say that's an interesting. I never put that together. That this is like anime for non-anime people.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's interesting because even the original one has, it's got quite a bit of live action, but that's what kind of struck me about this new trailer is that there's not a lot of live. If you want to count motion capture or whatever you want to do, but this new trailer didn't actually have a lot of live action, and I was kind of like, oh, this is one big video game cutscene. It kind of looks like the cutscenes from Final Fantasy 33 or whatever. But I'm feisty tonight, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize to Square Enix. Yeah.
No complaints here.
Yeah, I'm feisty tonight, and I just called out Final Fantasy for having 33 entries, and I have.
And Final Fantasy 7 is still the best.
Yeah, it's the only one I've played. Like, let's be honest.
It's the only one you have to play.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I know. We just called out all the Final Fantasy nerds
out
there. And
what?
Yeah, what are you going to do? At Stephanie? You can't even find her online.
Oh my goodness.
But you can at this podcast. We'll fight any Final Fantasy fans. We'll fight them. I've got very big. I was gonna say I got a very big sword back here. Yeah, I don't know. Avatar kind of ran kind of cold on me, and I'm sure we'll get a bigger, better new trailer coming around soon for that. So I just want to throw that out there. Next trailer, I know we're all fans of this series. Interesting trailer is the new Netflix series for Resident Evil got a trailer drop. Thoughts on that one?
I'm excited.
Yeah, he's throwing the horns up. Like for the listeners of the audio one, Richard is throwing down horns.
Oh
And
my
he's
god!
bowing to some unforeseen old god, I guess, that is like out there.
The gods of Resident Evil. I'm excited to see this. It seems like they're going to take it in a little bit of a different direction because it seems like it starts one year and then it does like a time skip. It seems like that. So I'm interested to see how they're going to do this because, Netflix usually does the animated Resident Evil movies and stuff. So I'm excited to see this. It has to be better than the Resident Evil that came out in theaters. Please God. Please
Well,
God, let it be. I don't know. Are y'all fans?
Steph, what do you think about this trailer?
Are y'all fans?
I was gonna say you're giving me some looks, Steph.
I love Resident Evil. I think like when I think to my childhood, that's some of the best memories of me and my brother, love you, playing Resident Evil on PlayStation, and it was so fucking scary.
Yeah.
With that being said, all the movies fucking suck. I feel like they destroyed my hope in anything Resident Evil being good, to be honest. So, I mean, I have zero expectations and zero hopes. So, almost anything they produce will beat my expectations.
Yeah. I'll be pleasantly surprised. If it's even cohesive in its narrative, it will have beat all of the Paul W. Sanderson.
Oh my goodness!
That's really interesting. I'm kind of with both of you. Like Resident Evil, I feel like is super hit or miss. I'm a little bit more forgiving of some of the Mia Jovovich films. I don't mind the first one. It's not a Resident Evil like in the game sense, but I think it's an entertaining film. But and I actually weirdly like Extinction, the third one. But I think that's the director. When Paul W. Sanderson is not directing, sometimes it's better. And I mean, it's the director of Highlander did Resident Evil Extinction, and he also did Razorback, which is an incredible shout out to my brother for Razorback for showing me that classic Australian giant pig killer movie. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys Razorback. I can't say it not like Australians. I'm like Razorback. I don't know, the new series. It's interesting that there is that time jump, and it makes you wonder if the series is going to be running parallel on two timelines, kind of like the new Yellow Jackets series ran, where it's showing them as kids and then adults. That's how Yellow Jackets ran, but it was parallel. Each episode was like pretty much 50-50.
Wow. Okay.
I'd be curious if the Resident Evil does that, or if it is like the first two episodes is the setup, and then the rest is like the post-apocalyptic Raccoon City. But I don't know. I mean, knowing Netflix, they've already canceled it, so.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Right.
Knowing any streaming site, looking at you, HBO Max. Hashtag, bring back Raised by Wolves, you cowards. That's where we're at. So, all right. So that was Resident Evil. Resident Evil, one of the ones that I would like to throw on there. New Mission Impossible trailer dropped for Mission Impossible 7,
yes.
also known as Dead Reckoning Part 1.
I love Tom Cruise. I'll watch anything Tom Cruise is in. He's fucking fabulous. Need I say more? I think he is one of the best actors of our generation. And I will...
Okay.
Yeah, hands down. I think he's fucking great. And if you see Top Gun, Maverick, I mean, it proves it all.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in. Anything he'll do, dude, he's fucking awesome. He picks the fucking best roles. He believes in aliens. Like, he's got perfect teeth. come on, life's great. So
I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm sorry. Can
oh
we
my God.
list that? Can we list that somewhere?
Right.
Reasons to
Oh
love
my
Tom
God.
Cruise. Number 1, picks the best roles. Number 2, believes in aliens.
Dude.
Number 3, has perfect teeth. That's literally the best 3 things about Tom Cruise that we can
Oh
have.
my God.
And I mean, come on, dude.
Oh.
He fought for people to have jobs during COVID, right? Put on your fucking mask.
But
I'm all about that, dude.
He did
All
on the
right?
set of this Mission Impossible movie. He was yelling at
Exactly.
people, so.
Exactly.
There
That's
you
why we
go.
have to watch it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This trailer fucking rules. They
It
wreck
does.
a locomotive train in it, which is like
He
there's
jumps
like things
off a motorcycle. What about that?
off a cliff.
Off a cliff.
It wasn't even like Mission Impossible 2 where he jumped
Oh
off
my
one
God.
motorcycle to tackle a guy in midair. This one, he's like, fuck tackling somebody. I'm just going to jump off a cliff.
What happens if he's jumping off the cliff, off the motorcycle, onto the locomotive that jumped off the cliff?
See, now
Oh,
that's too
terrible.
much. No, I'm just
Come on, dude. Nothing is too much for Tom Cruise. Stop it.
nothing is too much for Tom Cruise. He's going to space, motherfuckers. That's because he's gonna go.
Right.
He's gonna go meet his alien friends. I also love Tom Cruise, and I swear to God, he hasn't.
Oh my God.
Outside of one movie in the last like 15 years, he hasn't steered me wrong. And the Mission Impossible movies have only gotten better with time. So like this
That's
one,
true.
I'm in.
That's true.
I'm fully in. That new trailer fucking rules. It's so good and dynamic and very epic. And obviously they're splitting this last Mission Impossible. So reportedly it's his last one. They're splitting it into 2 parts. So that's why it's Dead Reckoning Part 1. But like I'm in. I'm 100% in. And I mean, I was in kind of beforehand because I love McQuarrie as a director and writer. As I said before, the Mission Impossible series is great. Tom Cruise is great. The rest of the cast is fantastic. I'm in.
I feel like he's like the last old school like action star,
Wow.
around.
Who wasn't even really an action star until like halfway through his career.
Fair point.
True.
He was already like 10 or 12 years before he did the first Mission Impossible, which really isn't an action movie. I would make that argument that it's way more of like an espionage thriller than just like a traditional. There's only one real action sequence, and it's right at the end of the movie on the train with the helicopter.
Yeah.
But like, it's not until Mission Impossible 2, which is in the 2000s, so only in the last 20 years has he really been like an action star. And
he's fucking fabulous.
Yeah. And I fully appreciate that we get to see him running in the trailer.
Fuck yeah. That dude, if it's one thing Tom could do, Tom could fucking run.
Oh, even better. Yeah,
He
number
can
4.
run.
Number 4, we got picks great rules, believes in aliens, big ass great white teeth, and runs.
Only after
run.
Legend, though.
Oh, I love Legend. Oh my God.
Yeah, but his teeth looked a little different then.
They do. Yeah. My favorite is we have a movie, Top Gun, where he is a fighter pilot and he's stuck in a seat, and they still found a reason for him to run at the end. They still found a reason for him to
run in that movie.
To a fucking run to a plane. And I was like, I was like, they knew, like Tom Cruise is like, I'm sorry guys, I just gotta run.
He does run like that.
And then he was just like, I gotta run to this plane.
Oh,
he fucking does in that movie, and I was like, you know what? I'm thinking. I'm thinking 5 stars, guys. He ran to a plane.
Yeah.
So,
dude, Top Gun was like a fucking almost 5-star movie.
All right. Any last thoughts, Richard? Did you get to see the new Mission Impossible trailer yet? I know you haven't seen Top Gun Maverick yet, but
I did.
Tell me you don't like Mission Impossible.
No, I love Mission Impossible.
Okay. Woo.
Yeah, I'm like, come on.
It ranks just above Avatar.
No, I actually do like Mission Impossible, and also, come on, Henry Cavill. They're getting in a fight. He's putting up his dukes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah, I'm all about Henry.
What's this? Those dukes?
Maybe his Daisy dukes?
Because I'm threatening, right?
Did you just say his Daisy dukes? He's putting up his Daisy
dukes? Oh my God. It is Pride
Imagine
Month,
how
but
many
that's
people
too
would go
much.
see that.
But
I'm just
I
saying.
That's true. That's true. If he's in
I
Daisy
would.
Dukes and reloading his Dukes, even I'm in. Like, I'm thinking 5 stars again,
I'm there.
guys. Yeah,
I'm there. I'm there.
5 stars.
Thank you, Henry.
5 stars.
Do it.
5 stars. 2.5 stars for each of
I'm
those
just
ass
throwing
cheeks
out
that are
these
falling
ideas,
out of those
guys.
shorts. That's what we're getting.
Oh my god. I'm there.
I'm there. I'm
Just
there.
do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Make someone happy. This
Literally,
guy
that's
right
that's
here.
the only scene in the trailer, and everybody's like buying tickets.
I'm there. I got 5 tickets. Come on.
It's just a slow pan of like Cavill's mustache down to his big biceps, and then it swings around and shows his Daisy Dukes in his butt,
Yeah.
and then it's like Mission Impossible,
Mission Impossible.
Bed
I'm just
Reckoning.
He
saying.
turns around and winks.
Yeah, he turns around and winks. His
With the
mustache. Yeah,
his mustache.
his mustache winks at you too. It's like
With a little twinkle.
yeah,
Oh my
he had a
God.
little twinkle this side.
Oh jeez. I'm there.
This
I'm
is
there.
this is why we do this podcast, guys. This is why we do it
Oh
for the
my
Henry
God.
Cavill and Daisy Dukes conversations. All right, last trailer before we're starting to run low on time. Last trailer, Thor 4 got some more trailer. The Thor 4 more trailer. Got a new trailer. And I know you were super excited about this, Richard. I was super on the fence with it. Steph was on the fence with it, partially because it had the Guns N' the Roses in that first trailer. I'm never letting you live that down.
Be quiet.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what you're
my
talking
goodness.
about.
Sweet Child of the Mine was playing.
Oh my goodness.
What are we thoughts?
I'm
Thoughts on the new
excited.
trailer? You're excited. You're still
Um,
excited. Okay, good.
I'm excited. I mean, come on. Zeus is going to be in it. I think they're going to introduce Hercules. Jane Foster is looking amazing in it. I think they're going to take it from the Mighty Thor storyline where she had cancer. And then every time she turns into Thor, she basically burns like through her chemo. So it was a good story. Y'all go check it out. Go read it. It was a really good story. She looks incredible. I love.
Yo,
Thor's
is that
new
really her
outfits.
muscles though, or is that CGI?
That's her. That is her.
Yo.
Go on. Yeah, she worked out for this role.
She sure
I'm super
did.
excited. And Valkyrie, wow, she's always been my favorite, but she looks amazing. And I'm just excited. And then the Guardians of the Galaxy are in it, and I just love it.
Richard, honestly, it
Uh-huh.
upsets me you didn't mention the best part, Christian fucking Bale, dude. Maybe I
Thank
just like
you.
crazy white guys. Tom, Chris,
Thank
but
you.
I'm in, bro. I'm in.
Oh my god, you
Okay.
white, you crazy, you got me.
Yeah. You're white, you're crazy.
I am right here.
Are you putting on white body paint too? Is that what you're doing? Are
Yes.
you talking about killing gods?
I thought it was super cool in the trailer that whenever what's his name? Something a God Slayer? Gore?
Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
Gore.
God.
Gore the God Killer, Gore the
Oh
God
my
Slayer.
God,
yeah,
Richard.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Richard,
yes,
you're our comic book person. What the
Come
fuck?
on.
it's Gore. It's Gore the God Slayer.
Oh, I loved that.
He just agrees with
it's
us.
just-
He's like, yeah, whatever. It's
Yeah,
Rich
yeah.
Flintstone. I knew it
Sounds
was.
good.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
legit. That
Oh my
the
goodness.
scenes are all in black and white. I thought that was very
Yeah.
interesting. And I mean, I like that. See, I wasn't convinced with the first trailer because it just looks so happy and goofy and doofy, you know. And I'm not
Yeah.
about that. I like things a little dark. And
Yeah.
then this one shows him, and I think it. You know, I was like, all right, I'm in. You know,
They're gonna
hits all my-
balance it. They're gonna balance it with the funny, and supposedly Christian Bale is supposed to be terrifying.
I fucking love Christian
and-
Bale.
I mean,
so much.
he is in real life, so he's just got to channel that.
Exactly. Right.
Like, yes.
Yes, that they were like, there's only one person, Christian Bale.
I ain't messing with them.
I,
Now
Nope.
after what on the
You
set
never
of
mess with
Terminator.
crazy, Richard.
yeah.
Say it again.
Never mess with crazy.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
Nuh-uh. Well,
All right. Well,
They are fun.
well
yeah.
I ain't hating it. I'm not hating it. A certain kind of crazy I can handle. Other kinds, I'm like, get out. I have mace. I'm just saying. We're gonna leave it there. I know. Oh my god. Matt's
Okay,
like,
so
look at
do
me
you
like,
want to laugh about pepper spray and all that? So in New York City, pepper spray is illegal, but
what?
bear spray, which is like fucking 20 times more, potent, is very
Okay.
much legal.
I didn't even know that was a thing. They have
Yeah.
bear spray.
Yeah. Yes, they have bear spray, bro. You gotta take down those motherfuckers. Matt and I went to a fucking exhibit, and do you know
Oh
how
my
big
god.
fucking bears are, bro? They're huge.
No.
They're huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen the new trailer for Prey, the new Predator movie? There's a bear attack in it, and I know that was CGI,
Yeah.
but that was a big ass bear.
That's a big
Okay.
ass bear. Man, that
Well,
trailer
I'm
was
excited
good.
about that, by the way. Since you're
I was
talking
gonna
about
say, yeah,
Predator.
Me
yeah,
too.
we're gonna wrap this discussion of this trailer park up now. So we will talk about Prey next time because I do want to talk about it. The new trailer did leak with it. I try not to promote
Yes, you have
leaks
to
or
go
anything
watch
like
it.
that. So,
Go
but
watch it.
yes,
I promote it.
I I promote leaks. Yeah,
Good ones.
I want my boat to sink. Yeah, so I got a good laugh out of Richard for that one.
Oh, I was like, what? Okay, bring it. Let's do it. Let's do
All
it.
right. And so we have as I said before, we do have on the screen right now, and for those of you listening, what trailers are your favorites? Post them on Facebook and Twitter using the hashtag trailer park favorites and then hashtag IMNM_nerds. For us, let us know what your trailers are your favorites, and if there's trailers out there we missed, like the Prey one, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but there's tons of trailers that came out. If there's trailers that you want us to watch or anything, please post them on our social media. We would next week. Now, I know, Richard, we dropped down something that you mentioned before, and I know we're a little low on time, but because we were just having so much fun talking about Henry Cavill's Daisy Dukes. But let's chat about it because you brought up this interesting topic off mic, which was a little bit of backlash once again in the Star Wars community about race. Kind of walk us through it. You posted a couple of articles and whatnot, but kind of walk us through what's going on there and some thoughts.
Well, I know y'all haven't seen, Obi-Wan Kenobi yet, but they do have somebody in there who is, I think she's fantastic, a beautiful African American, just woman, and evidently rubbed some people the wrong way and like reached out to her and started saying racist things about her. And everybody from Ian McGregor to, oh my God, even some of the people on the new Star Trek, Trek's TV series, they're like, we're behind her 100%. Racism and bigots do not belong in here. Ian McGregor was like, you are not a Star Wars fan if you're a bigot and a racist. And
shit's serious when Star Trek is coming to Star Wars defense.
I know. I saw
saying.
that. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. we all know there's only one other group that is angrier than Star Wars fans, and that is Trekkies. Those motherfuckers are angry.
Just a little bit.
Oh my god! Because they're, I like both. By the way, before it goes too far, but
traitor.
I like them both. But I don't know. It's just it's happened with John Boyega. With, I believe, one of the posters where it went to, I think, like China or something, and he's like small in the background, and they put like everybody else up front. It happened with, is it Kelly Marie Tran?
Yeah.
It
From Last
happened with
Jedi.
her.
Yeah.
Just racism has been like going on, and people are like going off on these people, and a lot of the conversation is they're just actors. They're just saying the words that they were given, and they're doing a damn good job of it. But how can people, be so angry and then go off and be racist? I mean, I remember the thing, y'all may not remember, but when John Boyega took off the stormtrooper helmet, oh my god, the internet went crazy. They're like, there are no black stormtroopers. I'm like, you do understand they all wear the same thing, so they look uniform. They have women underneath there. Some of them are blue, some have pointy
Smurf?
ears. I know.
Yeah, there's only
I
one kind of
know.
blue. Why'd you bring up blue again? Why did you? There's only one kind of blue
There's only
person.
one. There's only
Yeah.
one. So I mean, I just think it's insane what people bring to the table and their expectations. Anyway, how do y'all feel
Yeah.
about it? I want to hear how y'all feel about it. I'm not sure. Did you read some of it? Look it
Yeah.
up. Okay.
Yeah, we kind of skimmed through it and everything like that. I don't know, Steph. How do you feel?
It sucks. But racism is like something that's always been there, I mean,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have Black History Month, Spanish History Month if it did, and it sucks. And I think that when your fucking fantasy world is better than reality, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
You
Thank
know?
you.
I One of the things that I've always loved about the fantasy genre is it was one of the first genres that wasn't afraid to put people of color or women in power
Yes.
and stuff like that. So the fact that the fucking fan base all of a sudden has a problem when they've been doing this shit since forever
Thank you.
is wild to me.
That's an interesting
Yeah.
interesting point to that, and it makes you kind of wonder, you know, as you kind of point out, this is not new. This, I mean, you both pointed that out. This is not new to the Star Wars, and we now live in an age of information, and we're even a vocal minority in terms of like thought process can be very vocal, and reach out and get Kelly Marie Tran to drop off of Twitter because of racist comments and things like that, which is unfortunate. Do you feel like if the internet was around in when Empire Strikes Back and we get to see Lando, do you feel like that would be a problem then?
Of course.
It probably was.
Of course. The internet just amplifies these voices.
Yeah, and
It
it's a
gives them a
small.
platform.
And Steph, I just wanted to tack on. It's a small group of people. I feel it's a small group of people, but you know what they say: the squeaky wheel gets the oil, and they are making the most noise about it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steph. What were you saying?
I was just coughing.
Oh, no, I thought you had something else.
Sorry.
I do appreciate
No,
it.
you're good.
A good solid cough is worth it. So.
But I do want to, I guess, just kind of put it out there. Everybody knows Uhura. It's Michelle Nichols who played Uhura on the original Star Trek, and she told this story, and it stuck with me that basically she was at a party. And of course, it was during the time, of Martin Luther King, and he happened to be at this party. And she was thinking about, like, I don't think I want to do it anymore. I don't want to do this. I'm on this TV show. And Martin Luther King talked her into not quitting the role. And she's just like, what's this all about? And they're like, you're an intelligent, Black woman on a TV series in that time period. And
Representation matters.
there you go, that. And she didn't quit because of all people, Martin Luther King talked to her. I think it's wild, and I'm glad she didn't quit because she opened the door for so many other people to do it. And it's a space, it's fiction, but the more things you put out there, with gay people or, other people of color or what have you, it's opening the door. It's having someone know a person who is gay, and they may not know a gay person, in real life and their circle of people. But, what Will and Grace did it, and some of the other shows, they did it. Good Times. And anyway, Jefferson's, all of it. It did it. And I think we're better for it, in my opinion. I don't know. What do y'all think? I don't want to go over too much on time.
No, I think I think that's a great point to make with it, and it does suck that you're absolutely right. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? And that and it sucks for these actors and stuff like that that they have to put up with that kind of bullshit
Exactly.
on a regular thing, and if and yet still we have people that are like, Twitter isn't as free as it needs to be with freedom of speech and whatnot, and this is the kind of bullshit that happens on there to begin with, and so like.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's really fascinating to me because I do feel like that Star Wars has always been. I mean, there's been that contingency of Star Wars, and this goes back into my argument a couple weeks ago when I talked about how headcanon is kind of the worst thing, where it's like, I believe that a black person cannot play a Jedi or whatever it is, and it's such a creative stall for everything to have that kind of headcanon and not be able to get around it and not to be able to think outside of the box. And it's unfortunate that it's happened, and it's really unfortunate that Star Wars has been, and most of it is because of its popularity and in kind of a large group sense, that these people feel very vocal about it. I mean, it's not just Star Wars, obviously. It's, as you noted,
Right.
Star Trek and Marvel and you name it, and
Exactly.
and whatnot. I mean, like, I can still, it's very fresh in my mind, the backlash when Michael B. Jordan was cast in Fantastic Four. So like
That's
that was
right.
a huge backlash on that one too. So, and we all know that Michael B. Jordan is an incredible actor in his own right, and
Thank you. Yes.
and deserves what he wants. And I'm looking very much forward to Creed 3. I was a big fan of Creed and Creed 2. So,
Awesome.
but I don't know. I do agree with you in that it's unfortunate, and it's unfortunate that when you bring up these articles again, and I literally, the first thing I thought to myself is, oh, here we go again.
Here we go.
And then I was like, why did I have to say here we go again? That's even worse, right? Like to think that here goes the merry-go-round, and we have our ups and downs, but it just keeps going round and round, and
right.
it's unfortunate. So,
but we don't. If we lived in a perfect world, these articles wouldn't have to be up there, but we don't, and they need attention. But how many times are stories going to come out like this, and people aren't going to sit down and have an honest, real conversation about it to stop this kind of crap? I mean, it's, for God's sakes, it's Star Wars. People are running around with lightsabers, and spaceships, and Baby Yoda or Grogu, is the cutest thing ever. I mean, we're not, So anyway, it drives me up the wall. But Steph is correct. Representation really does matter, and I think this is a small group of people. And I don't know. Should we even be talking about this? Because are we not giving them a platform? And I know we don't have that much time, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
but,
no, you're fine. Yeah,
anyway.
I don't. That's a great question to ask, and I don't know if there's an answer to that. Right? If is by talking about this, giving them the attention that they want, is ignoring the problem just as bad? That's I think that's the eternal question with these kinds of vocal people, and I don't know if there's an answer to it. But in
I don't know.
the
Sometimes I think back to I read somewhere or saw in a video or something that I think it was Denzel Washington talking about racism and saying that, like, you know, why it's such a hot button topic is because we keep fucking talking about it. You know, if the only thing you talk about is somebody's skin color or, you know, sexual orientation or whatever, you know, instead of it just being what it is in a sense. I don't know. I think about that sometimes because I think it's a topic of you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You know, if you don't talk about it, then how are you ever going to be educated about it?
Exactly.
But at the same time, like if you don't, you know, the more you talk about it, you know, the more people who are racist or homophobic or whatever, you know, they get more power in a sense, you know.
Yeah.
True.
I don't know. I don't know. You know, I think that is the $1 million question. But right now, as a Latina woman, I'm gonna fucking talk about it. Fuck you.
Good.
You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want to add. Oh, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Richard.
No, I was just going to add on to that, Stephanie. Isn't it about how we talk about it too?
Mm-hmm.
Not just like
it's
news.
not what you say; it's how you say it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Anyway, I just wanted to add on to that.
Yeah, I love that, and I love that it's representation matters. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And fuck you, I'm going to talk about it. I think those are the three things we learned from this conversation.
Exactly.
And I love it. I love it a lot. So, but we are at time, guys. So I'm going to wrap this up. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you for everyone for tuning in, whether you're watching or listening. Thank you for the kind people over at Ear Glue Media for giving us this platform to be able to chat with everybody. Thank you to Eric Fossum with Fossum Studios for all of our lovely artwork and our videos and whatnot. Thank you to all of our supporters and backers as you are out there giving us all of this great feedback. And thank you to everyone that works so hard to bring us so many nerdy things to us day in and day out. So as I like to sign off with that, thank you, Steph. Thank you, Richard, for joining us today here on this. So this is a great discussion, one of our best episodes, I think. And with that, I bid everyone a good night as we set this nerd mind to idle. And for last but not least, bring back Raised by Wolves, you cowards. I'm just going to throw that on the screen right here at the end. And we are out. We are out. Have a great night, everybody. We will see you next episode.